Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about why this Super Bowl in particular and any Super Bowl is important. Any mass media event, we're talking about the Olympics when you have 2 or 3 billion people participating and watching it and being involved in an event. And with the Super Bowl, you have, I don't know what it is, over 100 million Americans, 1/3 of the American population, and then people globally watching this event, this ritual. The Super Bowls are always rituals, the halftime performances, the commercials, and then many of the aspects to this gladiator war. It's a violent game, and there is just so much concentration. People are concentrating their collective energies, their collective mind force, and everybody's in a very programmable state. Now, I've talked about 2017 being the year of the beast because it just seems to be going that way based on many of the movies they're releasing and how things are coming out, and they're just up front with things. I just watched this commercial. I made a short video about it. It's about avocados, and it features a secret society. I've talked about how all these eyes are everywhere. There's eyes in all these different TV shows and commercials and videos everywhere. So the beast is emerging. In the M. Night Shyamalan, one of the big first movies of 2013, called Split. Again, connections to MK Ultra and the fragmentation of people's personalities. The main character says the beast is real. And so the other aspect about this is that when there is great evil in this world, or there's dark forces, then there's also light forces, because we live in a very binary system. Planet Earth is a system where there's always a battle between good and evil. And I think that's a very simplistic way to put it. It's a planet in which we resolve things through conflict. And it's not necessarily always as black and white as good versus evil, because you can't say the right and the left are one party's good and one party's evil, because they both represent evil. But there's also good elements in both parties. And there's good people who believe their ideology is of the right, and there's good people their ideology is of the left. And so you have good people who are religious, and you have good people who are in the scientific community. So you have these various conflicting forces, and sometimes it's within a person themselves. Everyone's battling between the good and the evil in each person, the ego and the part of the person that's the soul. So when you have a planet where everything is resolved through conflict, and then you have this big conflict happening, a violent conflict that happens on the field, and then you have all this Illuminati symbolism and all these things, there also has to be some sort of peaceful force out there. There has to be a spiritual awakening going on at the same time, so that gives us something to hope for. But in terms of this Super Bowl, I think it's going to be like no other. Now, I haven't watched a Super Bowl. I was thinking about it today, and I think the last one I watched was Kurt Warner was the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, and they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that might be 7, 8, 9 years ago. I don't even know how long ago that is. And I have not seen a Super Bowl. I've seen some of the commercials and some of the highlights on the internet, but I haven't experienced the Super Bowl ritual in many years, and we'll be watching it this year because I'm going to make some videos about it. And I just have a sense that there's going to be a lot of things in this one because of the conflicting nature of our system right now with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and all that conflict, and now the conflict between Donald Trump and the media and the government, all these other things. And you're seeing more and more people are growing adversarial, and there's an agitation going on. And like I said, they're rolling out this beast motif. So if you think about 2015 and 16 being about gender fluid and then phasing into this conflict, and now there's all this energy and metaphors. So I'm not sure everyone needs to watch this, but it's something to watch out for because I think it's going to have an effect. They are pushing an agenda here, and we'll see what the effects are and what people experience from watching it, and then as we analyze the halftime show and the commercials and these types of things and see what comes out of it. All right, so these are just a few thoughts, and everybody have a blessed day.